1. Introduction. Who was Winston Churchill? Hello, everyone. Today, I want to tell you the story of a very famous man, Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was a leader, a speaker, and a writer. He was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom during World War II. Many people say he helped save Europe from Nazi Germany. He is famous for his strong words and powerful speeches. Churchill's life was full of challenges, failures, and victories. He was not always popular. Sometimes people loved him. Sometimes people did not. But in the most difficult time for his country, Churchill stood up and said, "We shall never surrender." Today, many people remember him as a symbol of courage and hope. Let's learn more about his story. 2. Early life and childhood. Winston Churchill was born on November 30th, 1874, in Oxford, England. His family was rich and important. His father, Lord Randolph Churchill, was a famous politician. His mother, Jenny Jerome, was American. As a child, Winston was not a good student. He didn't like school very much. His teachers said he was lazy and didn't pay attention, but he loved reading books about history and war. Winston liked playing with toy soldiers. He dreamed about being a soldier one day. He also loved the English language. Even as a boy, he enjoyed speaking and writing. When he grew older, he went to a military school called Sandhurst. There, he learned discipline and strategy. This was the first step in his future as a leader. Churchill's childhood was not always easy. His parents were often busy. But these early years helped make him strong and independent. Now, let's see what happened when he became a young soldier and writer. 3. Young soldier and writer. After finishing military school, Churchill became a soldier. He traveled to many countries like India, Sudan, and South Africa. He fought in wars and battles. He saw danger and action. But Churchill was not only a soldier. He also loved to write stories about what he saw. He worked as a war reporter for newspapers in England. People liked his articles. They said, "Winston writes with passion and detail." In South Africa, something very dramatic happened. Churchill was captured by enemy soldiers during a war. He was put in prison, but he didn't stay there long. One night he escaped. He walked many kilometers to find safety. This made him famous. In England, people called him brave. When he returned home, Churchill was now a hero and a writer. He wrote books about his adventures. His name became more and more popular. And soon, Winston Churchill decided, "I want to enter politics." Let's see what happened next in his political life. 4. Entering politics. In 1900, Winston Churchill entered British politics. He became a member of Parliament MP at the age of 25. It was the beginning of a long political career. Churchill was young, but he spoke with energy and confidence. People listened to him. He talked about war, economy, and the future of the country. During the next years, Churchill changed political parties. First, he was with the Conservative Party. Later, he joined the Liberal Party. Some people didn't like that, but Churchill said, "I follow my ideas, not just one party." He became Minister of Trade, then Home Secretary, and later First Lord of the Admiralty. This last job was very important for the British Navy. Churchill worked hard, but he also made mistakes. One big mistake was during World War I at the Battle of Gallipoli. Many soldiers died, and people blamed Churchill. After this, he left politics for a short time, but he didn't give up. He continued writing books and giving speeches. And soon, he would return to politics, stronger than before. Next, let's see how Churchill became one of the most important leaders during World War II. 5. World War II, a leader in dark times. In 1939, World War II started. Germany, under Adolf Hitler, was attacking many countries in Europe. Britain needed a strong leader. In 1940, Winston Churchill became the Prime Minister. It was a time of fear and danger. Many people thought Germany would invade Britain next. Churchill gave powerful speeches on the radio and in Parliament. His words gave hope to millions of people. One of his most famous speeches was, "We shall fight on the beaches. We shall never surrender." He told the British people, "This will be a long and difficult war, but we will not give up." During the Battle of Britain, Germany sent many planes to bomb London and other cities. People stayed in shelters at night. They listened to Churchill's speeches and felt stronger. Churchill worked day and night. He met with other leaders like Franklin D. Roosevelt, President of the USA, and later with Joseph Stalin from the Soviet Union. Together, they planned how to stop Germany and end the war. Churchill became a symbol of strength, courage, and hope. He helped lead Britain and the Allies to victory. Finally, in 1945, the war in Europe ended. People celebrated in the streets. Churchill walked through the crowds, smiling and waving. But after the war, Churchill's life took another turn. Let's see what happened next. 6. Life after the war. After World War II ended in 1945, many people loved Winston Churchill. He was a hero, but something surprising happened. In the next election, Churchill lost. The people chose a new leader. Churchill was sad, but he accepted the decision. He said, "That's democracy." Even out of office, Churchill continued giving speeches. He traveled to other countries. In 1946, he gave a famous speech in the United States. In that speech, he used the words Iron Curtain to describe the division between Western Europe and the Soviet Union. This speech became very important during the Cold War. In 1951, Churchill became prime minister again. This time, he was older and sometimes tired, but he continued working for peace and the good of his country. In 1955, Churchill retired from politics for good. He was now over 80 years old. But even after leaving office, he was still a famous voice in the world. Next, let's learn a little about Churchill's personal life and personality. 7. Personal life and personality. Winston Churchill was not just a politician. He was also a writer, a painter, and a family man. Churchill loved to write books. He wrote many about history, war, and his own life. In 1953, he won the Nobel Prize for Literature. This was a big honor for him. He also enjoyed painting. When he felt stressed or sad, he painted landscapes and gardens. He said, "Painting helps me relax." Churchill had a big love for the English language. He spent hours preparing his speeches. He wanted every word to sound strong and clear. At home, Churchill enjoyed spending time with his family. He was married to Clementine Churchill. They had 5 children. Churchill also loved animals. He had pets, including cats, dogs, and even a parrot. But Churchill was not perfect. He sometimes drank too much alcohol. He was stubborn and sometimes rude to people. But even with his faults, many people admired his energy and spirit. He lived a long life. Churchill died in 1965 at the age of 90. His funeral was one of the biggest in British history. Now, let's finish by talking about why people still remember him today. 8. Legacy. Why people remember him. Today, many people around the world still remember Winston Churchill. Why? Because he was a leader during one of the most difficult times in history. Churchill is famous for his courage, strong words, and never giving up. During World War II, when Britain was in danger, Churchill stood up and said, "We will fight. We will not surrender." His speeches gave hope to millions of people. He showed that one person's voice can inspire a whole nation. In London, there's a big statue of Churchill near the Parliament. Tourists visit it every day. They take photos and remember his important role in history. Churchill also left many books and writings. Students study his life in schools. His words are still quoted in speeches and movies. Even today, when people talk about great leaders, Winston Churchill is on the list. Now, let's finish with a short conclusion and think about the lessons we can learn from him. 9. Conclusion. Lesson from Churchill. Winston Churchill's life was full of challenges and successes. He was a soldier, a writer, a speaker, and a leader. He made mistakes. He had bad days, but he never gave up. Churchill showed the world that strong words and strong actions can change history. He taught us about courage, leadership, and the power of hope. His famous words still inspire people today. Never give up. Keep going, even in dark times. For English learners like you, Churchill's story is also a lesson. Learning is not always easy. Life has difficult moments. But with patience, practice, and determination, you can achieve great things. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories in simple English. See you next time.